What's up, guys? Today we are going to talk about a strategy that brands like MeUndies, Mod & Bow, Ridge all use in order to grow to hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue, accelerate their growth, and do all of that profitably. So this is the strategy that also we at Agway used in order to catapult our growth and not only grow more exponentially, but also grow more profitably. This is literally the strategy or the growth unlock that changed our complete growth strategy. And I don't know if there's some unofficial name for this or whatsoever. How I like to call it is the push and pull strategy. Because essentially what you do with the strategy is you push and then you pull again, all right, with your growth, okay? So first, for starters, before we really talk about the, execution of this push and pull strategy, what does it mean? It essentially means that you have a sale, right? Preferably of some form of inventory that needs to be pushed out. And you discount that amount, this particular inventory. Depending on your business, you maybe have some more C grade or some more B grade inventory. If you obviously have more SKUs, then you have more complexity in your supply chain and in your inventory. But the good thing is you can probably also run a couple more sales because it just makes more sense from a business perspective. However, long story short, you take either, preferably B or C grade inventory, or if you don't have any of that inventory, you just need to discount some of your inventory and run a sale, all right? You run a sale for like 2, 3, 4 days, and you push a lot of, new blood into your system surrounding that sale, right? So you scale your ad, your ad spend, you scale all your marketing initiatives from influencer marketing, affiliates, yada, 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 Google ads, and really scramble those into 1 or 2 sales per month, right? You have those small sales going up every month, right? And really scale all of your marketing initiatives throughout those couple of days, really, right? I have seen brands that have, multi-million-dollar budgets spend more than 50%, more than even 60% of their monthly budget just in those couple of days, for a whole year every month, right? So you push a lot of new blood, a lot of new people, a lot of new awareness into your business throughout this period of time. And then the next week, you really pull that, you really pull that demand, and you capture that demand with the form of email marketing, or for example, for us, in the form of a new product drop, all right? So for all of you guys that you don't know me yet, my name is Victor. I used to own a performance marketing agency that worked with e-commerce brands. However, then, one of my former clients actually said, hey, Victor, we want you to partner with us and come to operate our brand in the US, right? I said, okay, that's actually a good deal. So I went ahead and started working with them. This brand is called Agway. And essentially what we sell is unique designs crafted by Mexican artists in order to represent Mexico in the US, right? And usually those unique designs are limited to 200-300 pieces in the US, right? So we have a lot of turnaround in our warehouse, and we have also a lot of things always to talk about because we have new unique designs dropping, right? And we have figured out that every time when we drop new designs, not only our returning customers want to buy, but also more new customers want to buy because there's more variety, right? Because they see a design that they like, they've, stumbled upon Agway, but didn't really see any designs that they liked, and suddenly they launch new designs. They kind of, get into it and say like, hey, this new design I really like, so let's go ahead and buy this one. Meaning, every time when we drop new designs, we really kind of pull more and capture more of the demand that we have been creating for, like in the beginning, right? Or, previously in the past, right? So that is where this push and pull tactic, push and pull strategy really comes in. What we essentially do is, we frame a little bit of a sale around, either inventory that doesn't really move so quick or inventory that maybe is even really in demand right now, but we just need to make some space in our warehouse. And, therefore then we are able to really drive down our new customer acquisition cost. Most of the time, when you run a sale as a brand, your new customer acquisition cost will drop like a rock. all right? It will drop. More and more people that have been maybe on the, on the edge of buying with you will buy with you. You have more of a, click-through rate, a higher click-through rate. People that see 30% off, 20% off, yada, 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 in your ads will be more likely to be like, okay, let me click that right now, check out some of the designs. They feel like they're getting a good deal. They are actually getting a good deal. And everybody is happy and more demand comes in. Maybe not all of the people that actually end up buying with you from that ad, but they sign up to your newsletter. They just kind of get to know your brand for the first time. They maybe follow you on social, all of that good stuff, which essentially is called, getting more awareness for your brand. So once this awareness is created, right, you go ahead and actually, pull that demand. You've pushed a lot of that demand, and then you pull that demand by dropping a new product. All right, by dropping a new product, really banking on your email marketing, on your own audiences, scaling back your paid advertising. And that is the time where you make the cash, where you make the profits for the month, right? So this push and pull strategy is really honing in your marketing calendar. Let's just take a look, for example, let's take a look at, like a month like November, all right? A month like November, generally the best month for everybody in e-commerce. But for us, it's especially a really good month because we have Dia de los Muertos. Dia de los Muertos is a cultural movement, a really big holiday in Mexico, and therefore, obviously, for us as a Mexican apparel brand, really important, right? And therefore, we put a sale and a reason why to buy now. There are a lot of reasons why you want to buy a product, but there are not a lot of reasons often given by a brand to why you need to buy a product now. So essentially with this push and pull strategy, you give them a reason why they want to buy now. Okay, so Dia de los Muertos, you take a look at your November, right? This is how you essentially execute that push and pull strategy. Take a look at your November. You have, like Dia de los Muertos, where you can run a sale, and then you have, obviously Black Friday, Cyber Monday, right? Which is generally a cultural movement, a spike in sales for everybody in e-commerce. Now, what you then want to go ahead and do is, for example, run a sale in Dia de los Muertos, run obviously a sale in Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Most likely for every brand, and every brand will confirm that, not necessarily in November right now, but after you've run a sale, you have valets in your revenue, right? Like revenues, or like a lot of brands, especially that are younger, think like, okay, I have a $30,000 monthly budget, monthly marketing budget. So I have to spend on average $1,000 a day, right? Or I have to spend $1,000 a day. But a business doesn't go like that, or like a revenue stream doesn't go like that. Usually a revenue is like this, So you go here and up and here and up, and there are peaks and valleys, right? What you want to make sure that with those, strategic sales, you counteract those peaks and valleys, and you start, like really having more of an exponential curve. All right. So, for example, in October, there are generally, kind of a lot of, bad months as well. Like it's a bad month for a lot of people out there. For a lot of brands out there, it's a bad month because people are waiting, holding back, for November when kind of discounts are starting in whatsoever. So for example, there's a good time to run a sale as well, So, have, for example, what we have done, a Halloween sale, right? We have a Halloween sale for 3 days. We push a lot of demand throughout this time. Then we have a new design drop, right? In the last week of October. Then we push again for our Dia de los Muertos sale in the first couple of days of November. Then you would have a valet until Black Friday, but we're trying to counteract the valet with a new design drop again. And then we go ahead and have the Black Friday sale. So you push a lot of demand by having a sale, that acquires new customers at a cheaper cost, that allows you to scale your paid media, get into new audiences, and scale your brand awareness. On the other hand, you have then, big product launch to counteract, that value that usually comes after a sale, or that generally is happening in your business or in your niche, right? So you then have a product launch to extract more value of those newly acquired, existing customers, and, to really also get more business and more product in front of the people that maybe have just signed up to your newsletter or have heard from you for the first time and weren't ready to buy for that sale yet. This lets you to counteract really those valleys, which lets you improve cash flow, which probably also increases the accuracy of your forecasting, all of that. But it also gives you always something to talk about, right? A lot of brands are struggling with, okay, like evergreen ads, what should we send as an email? What should we post on social? How should we communicate to our audience, right? Because, I mean, like, we can't just all the time nail the same things, you know? So therefore, you know, really structuring your marketing calendar around that, you know, always gives you something to talk about. You know, okay, mid-October, you have, you know, really this Halloween angle, right? Okay, you have this peaking in a Halloween sale. Then, you know, you have this new design drop. Again, next week, like third week or second and third week, you're talking about Halloween. Fourth week of October, you're talking about new design drop. First week of November, you're talking about your Dia de los Muertos. To the second and third week of November, or second week of November, you're talking about this new design drop, and then third week and fourth week of November, you're already starting your Black Friday sale. Then, you know, first week of December, you go ahead and have another new design drop. Again, something to talk about, right? So you always have something to talk about. You improve your cash flows as a company. You go ahead and leverage paid social media, or paid social. For when it actually acquires new customers at the most efficient pace, right? Which is usually around sale periods, right? And then you go ahead and really pull that demand with, you know, either a strategic product drop, or you go ahead and have different marketing initiatives that are, you know, more suiting for your business, right? For us, obviously, this works tremendously well because we have that additional lever of new design drops that are happening quite frequently. Every month, we're definitely dropping some new designs. But on the other hand, also, if you have a different business, right? I've talked with businesses that you know, are only running those sales, right? You know, that have done one or two sales a month, and then, you know, they just leave this product drop, but they are at least able to increase the peaks that they have throughout the year, right? They still have valleys, but they at least increase the peaks of this year. Obviously, this works a lot better when you have more SKUs, when you have more things that you could, for example, hypothetically discount, or that you could drop. But especially for every fashion brand out there, you know, this is a strategy that catapulted our growth, and that catapults growth like Fabletics is, that catapults growth like the one from Modern Bow, like from True Classic, like all of those brands, like MeUndies, right? Or Chubbies. All of those, you know, check those out and really understand how they're kind of approaching their marketing calendar. That is probably the panzerism of the day. Talking about the Operators podcast right here, you know, make sure that, you know, you don't just think about your, you know, your business from a week to week perspective, but really think about your whole yearly marketing calendar as a strategy. All right. What are cultural moments that we want to tap in as a pet brand, as an apparel brand, as a Mexican brand, as a fitness brand, right? What are things that we could leverage and then we could, you know, tap in culturally, and why people then have to buy with us now and not, you know, in a month or two later, which usually is never, right? So that was just me ranting about, you know, what kind of catapulted our growth the most in probably last 6 months. And this was really a genuine growth unlock for us as a business. All right. So without any further ado, I hope this helped you, and make sure to, you know, ask any questions that you have. I mean, this is a topic that you can talk about for hours, right? How you can really go ahead and portray that, how you structure that, you know, what type of strategies you can go for, all of that. But if you have any questions, either obviously reach out to me personally. I'm always more than happy to make connections in the space, or drop a comment right below. And thanks for watching. Hope I'll see you in the next one.